Hello folks, we all know why I'm here today. We all know why I'm making this video. We all know what happened this week. And I'm here to give my thoughts and my reactions. When you start off in professional wrestling, what is one thing they do? They sit down and teach you. They help you, hopefully, teach you how to balance your budget, balance your schedule, and how to negotiate your contract. Now, the majority of these wrestlers that I'm going to list off are well-known talents, or at least well-known in one country. But you all see the same pattern once I get into the same issue. Now, when you are starting to build buzz for yourself, starting to grow and stuff like that, you start to negotiate more and more money, more demands, whatever it might be. But it seems like when these wrestlers get contacted by WWE, they become like little schoolgirls, and they throw all their common sense, the negotiation, whatever it is, out the window because they believe they be one of WWE's hidden gems. It'd be a big pickup. There'd be future stars that would come for who knows how long and whatever. Mind you, that's a very rare exception, because the majority of those people don't last that long in the WWE unless you do a lot of ass kissing and stuff. So you'll see. At the beginning of this month, I was kind of alarmed, kind of shocked a little bit, because they released Killer Kross and Scarlett. I'm gonna say both of those two, they have very high ceiling of talent. You can do a lot of things with them, but WWE is not the place to do, because how PG they are and how creatively strict they are. So even if you have all these ideas, if they say no, all you're doing is just making yourself mad because you foolishly signed that contract, not thinking they'll take away your identity, they take away the ability for you to even change a tattoo or change your hairstyle, stuff like that. So, hey, that's what it takes to be a wrestler. And then WWE, they take away everything about you and they build you the way they want it to be. So if you sign that contract, that's on you. That's like signing with the devil. But yeah, next one is Taya Valkyrie. Then later on, her husband, Johnny Impact, whatever his last name is, Johnny Morrison. They released him, for which I'm gonna go back to Taya in the seconds. UN Malik and Lance Dorado or Lucha House Party, I'm happy they're gone, because they were just using them as a racial stereotype at that point, doing nothing but playing with piñatas and stuff like that, when these two guys are world-class athletes that wrestle throughout Mexico, I'm pretty sure Japan, and throughout the United States. So to mistreat those two guys is a failure on the WWE altogether. Next one is Davey Boy Smith Jr. or Harry Smith. He, I thought, recently returned to the company this year or last year in dark matches, but stuff like that. Keith Lee and Mia Yin. I'm kind of shocked at the releases, but at the same time, I'm happy to release both of them, because all the stuff they've been going through out this year, last year, and stuff like that, it'd be only fair for them to do that. Let's see. The one from recently, November 18th, which is this week. Athena, also known as Amber Moon in WWE, Shane Strickland, or Isaiah Scott, what they call him WWE, Shane Thorne, which I am hoping he get back with Mickey Nichols after he got his release and he's in New Japan to reform TM61, and maybe maybe a little hint of adding Jonah Rock, since he was in that stable too with a few other people before Thorne and Nichols left for WWE. They released Tegan Knox. I know her independent name, but sometimes it's kind of hard to come off the tongue. But yeah, she's highly talented. I think her injuries only started when she joined WWE because of the stuff they had her do, and they was working her harder than most people. Like, there was a running joke that New Japan will run you to success, and WWE will run you to the ground, because New Japan has a very harder schedule, but WWE has a harder training, whatever, and that put more strain on your body. August 6th, they released Bobby Fish. He now joined AEW, which he would have stayed independent. Jonah Rock, he's now with New Japan. Mercedes Martinez, she's with Impact happily, and I'm very glad she did. Bray Wyatt on the 31st of July released, but he's been doing a movie, so I think he's pretty stoked right now. On the 25th of June, Killian Dane, who is married to Nikki Cross or Nikki Storm, he was released. He went back to Big Damo. Maria Safer, former MMA fighter turned wrestler, is married to Roger Stone. She was released. Tyler Breeze and Fandango is released, and I believe Fandango been there longer than Kevin Thorne, who beat him 2 matches, I do believe, in the East version of ECW. So that's kind of weird. Tony Nese, who I used to watch on YouTube, like through New York independent shows and stuff like that. Most notably, Family Wrestling Entertainment. June 2nd was Braun Strowman. At this point, I'm just gonna say, if any company other than AEW pick them up, they're being stupid. So that only leaves Impact. If Impact picks them up, they're being stupid. If you see my tweets, you hear me comment about this guy, you know why. I'm not gonna go that deep into context. Aleister Black, he was released. He went to AEW. It would have been better if he went for Impact, but I digress. He's working. Buddy Matthews, used to be known Buddy Murphy. He went to New Japan. I'm happy for him for that. I didn't even see that even come. I thought he would at least go to Impact or something. Lana, okay. Ruby Soho went to AEW. Thought she was going to Impact again. Sorry, it's going to sound like I'm Impact biased, but if you look at Impact's roster compared to AEW roster, you have a better chance of going to Impact than you do AEW and get a title shot, compared to AEW, where guys, if you've been there since the beginning, get a better chance than you do. So yeah, Santana Garrett, she's doing who knows what right now, but I'm hoping she comes back to wrestling. March 21st, Andrade, he was released, went to AEW, AAA, pretty much just floundering around compared to what he used to be with CMLL, one of the top stars there, stuff like that. February, Lord Sullivan, the less I can say about him, the better. April, the Iconics with Impact, Mickey James, Impact with what was it, NWA, Chelsea Green, Impact, I think NWA, she was with Ring of Honor and a few other places. Kalisto used to be Samurai Do Sol, formerly known as Kalisto, is with AEW, kind of stupid. Should have went to Impact, and he could also work with AAA, but hey, he's doing the same thing he was doing with WWE. So if this fails there, that means you struck out 2 times, Kalisto. Samurai Do Sol. Bo Dallas, he's pretty much doing nothing right now. I'm pretty sure he might retire from wrestling. But out of all of those wrestlers from WWE, I want to say a good majority found a new place to wrestle, a new place to call home for their career. Some of them were the place they picked were a shock to me because I thought another company had the chance, and with Ring of Honor going on hiatus, that takes another wrinkle out. So that means you took out another key cog in American wrestling entertainment, because that was another place you could have went to work and had like steady bookings and stuff. So yeah, that's the WWE stuff. I'm not done yet. I'm about to incorporate I'm kind of hard thinking right now. Ring of Honor stuff right now into this list, and where I see where they go after stuff like that. Then go back to Taya Valkyrie's comment. Okay, I went through the earlier. I went through the ROH wrestlers tab, whatever you want to call it. And I picked out the most notable names that I recognize, because there was plenty of other guys, but there's a few people I recognize that I can see going to another company or wherever their status is right now. Adam Brooks, I believe he wrestles in the UK. I might be mistaken, but right now I don't see him anywhere but PWG at the moment, because he doesn't fit with NWA with their style. Impact is definitely not gonna take a chance on him, because Impact don't listen to nobody. AEW already full, so I'm not gonna sure that's gonna work out. Bandito, I'm pretty sure he'll be perfectly fine. He can work the independents in the United States. PWG, I think he still wrestles for CMLL. I'm not sure, but he has enough talent to get a contract. Then went anywhere. I wouldn't be shocked if it was MLW that picks him up. Brody King, big mobile guy. I haven't watched much of his matches, but he's pretty much a standout for PWG, since he's the PWG World Tag Team Champion with Tommy N. So I see that going for him. LFI, or I'm gonna call them just Los Inablas, the original, with Rouge, his father, Dragon Lee, Kenny King, and I think somebody else. Rouge's brother, Rouge and Dragon Lee's other brother, he joined recently. I really see them, if that's not going to work out in Ring of Honor, which is not, because they're about to go on hiatus, I see them going down to AAA or working in indie scene in the United States, where they got to coordinate with each other's schedules and stuff so they can all work together. Otherwise, they will have to disband, and that pretty much 99.9 means Kenny King's kicked out of the group, because he's not going to wrestle in Mexico unless he really wants to stay in the faction that badly, which I suggest he do, or go to Impact. And I see LFI, at best, I see them going to MLW at the best, due to Bruce's past affiliation with the group. EC3, I don't know with him. I would say Impact, but I don't feel like he wants to be there. Pretty much the indie scenes for him then, because he definitely is not gonna work in AEW. Maybe NWA, high chance MLW. Flip Gordon, I'm gonna say Impact or MLW. The Briscoes, I want to be in Impact for the sole reason they can work a very light schedule. They can work, I think, GCW, while working for the family farm, and do like months of taping with Impact. So it really works out for them in their favor. So I see them going there. Now, if they sign with AEW, that's a stupid move to make. I'm just putting it out there right now. Because you have to deal with the elite and all their BS and how they bury other teams and stuff and never get a title shot. Look at the Revival. They wrestle how many times on TV or got a title shot? That tells you something. Joe Henry, MLW, or return back to Impact since she was there before with Gato, I think. Jado. Oh, no, Gato. Yeah, no. I don't know how to say his name. It's Gato, I think it is. Jonathan Gresham, The Foundation. I see him going to Impact because his wife is there, Jordan Grace. I can see them doing a mixed tag or intergender wrestling, we call it. I see him going there with her because it makes more sense. They're married. They can train together. They can keep each other motivated, keep each other happy. And you can also go for the X Division title and the other title, the digital media title. Josh Woods, another guy who can go to either MLW or Impact. But with Josh, I think he has MMA skills, so he can also wrestle. He can also wrestle Josh Alexander, who has some background, and some few other wrestlers in Impact that got the background, and also MLW. And he's pretty much a reliable source of a person you can have in your company. Now, this three, I think, would fit more in MLW due to their size and the fact they are the current ROH six-man tag team champions. Khan, Moses, and Sean Taylor. They got their own stable or faction going on. I think they work better in MLW than Impact because Impact doesn't have a six-man's title, and MLW would take more of a chance of making a six-way title than Impact because Impact doesn't like to innovate or improve the product better than what it is and just take forever. So I see them going there because it's MLW. MLW is more of a risk taker and they provide better chances for talent. The original Kingdom, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis or Maria Bennett, and Mac Taven. I see them going to Impact due to Maria's and Mike's past affiliation with them. And I think Mac Taven was there in early ROH Impact partnership, but I'm not sure. But it will also make them a potential tag team, and that company also go for the digital media title, the world title, or the X Division title. So it's win-win-win for all of them. And Maria can also go for the Knockouts title. You got that there. Mark Haskins with his wife Vicky. With those two, it's either Impact or MLW. Again, they have similar styles, Impact and MLW, but I might have to go with Impact because they need more. No. I'm going with. This is a tough one because MLW has a lot of smaller guys similar to AEW, and they don't have that many titles for the smaller guys, except for the one Tajiri's holding right now. And they need more big guys in that company because they got a few in there, but not enough. Impact, because the scheduling and also the X Division title, but they have enough small guys. If they can put some of the small guys into the same tag teams and make more of tag teams, and Mark Haskins and his wife will fit in Impact. So I'm putting him in the middle because he can go to both companies. And it makes sense. PJ Black, He's pretty much with PWG. Hopefully he can sign with MLW, because he's a little bit of a bigger guy. If he went to Impact, he would have to be in the higher card in between X Division and World Title, but he's like Mark Haskins, so he's in the middle. A few of these guys are in the middle, but at the same time, I stick with my original opinion of the guys. Ray Horus, he is in the middle again because he can work. He works currently for ROH, and I do believe he can go back to Crash promotion in Tijuana. He also works with, I think, PWG and a few others, so he'd be set. If he can go to AAA, Impact or MLW, he would be set. So he's in the middle. Silas Young, I want him in Impact because he can reunite with Joe Doring, and they can reform their two-man tag team that they had in ROH. It didn't go far, but I really feel those two guys can be like a solid tag team in Impact. And that's a guaranteed fact. They both have this similar style, similar look. They can be like the Blackjacks without the Blackjacks gimmick or whatever. Vincent and his crew, I'm gonna say Impact for the sole fact that there's enough, I'm gonna say enough people in MLW when it comes to factions. Vincent and his crew, they'll work better in Impact because they got other wrestlers they can feed off of, because they have a female wrestlers in their group too, and they can work with other dark characters and stuff like that. Now, if MLW has some dark characters that we don't know about, I say take him there, take him and Screw there, but at the same time, Impact. There's a few Feature of Honor stars that I saw: O'Shea, Edwards, and Sledge. Both of those guys look like modern big men. O'Shea looks like a chip off of Shad Gaspar. Rest in peace. He looks like him with a little bit more tattoos, a little bit more bulkier. I can see him with MLW, but I'm gonna regret saying this. I'm gonna bark from my own mouth. If Moose needed a bodyguard, they can bring O'Shea, but at the same time, I can't believe I just said that, but whatever. Sledge, the other guy, I think he pretty much fits in the same pocket with MLW or Impact, plus more training. Another big guy, he can also he's more of a big muscle white guy. I'm not sure who I compare him with, like, to get him started, like put him in a tag team or something. But on my list, I don't see anybody that fits his appearance or his style. So I'm gonna say one of those two companies. I'm gonna go back on O'Shea. I'm gonna say put O'Shea with Khan, Moses, and Sean Taylor. Make the 4-man group. Make the official faction. He can be the young star they can train up, and he can be like the future of the group. Khan and Moses, they can be the tag team guys. Shane can be the world heavyweight title guy, and O'Shea can go for like the middle title if they join another company and stuff like that. But that's all the guys from ROH on their side. The ladies, I picked out the ones that I know and watch. There's a few others, but I'm not really feeling them right now, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't get their aura, I don't get what they like, or they're affiliated with somebody you don't want to be bothered with. So my first one is Amy Rose. She was the former manager for LI5 before they kicked her out. Haven't seen much of her wrestle, but I know she's a good manager, so she'd be a good manager in MLW or AEW, one of those two. Impact, I don't see anybody in Impact that she could manage, but that can change in an instant. The Allure, which is Mindy L. I know how the last name, I just know how to say it. Mindy L. Angelina Love, and Velvet Sky. They can go to Impact for sure. Impact. The three of them would join Impact. They can go against the Inspiration, the Influence, and whatever female group else they got there, and they can try to lay claim that, hey, we're the original Knockouts plus quote unquote the rookie. So Angelina is coming back for her title plus the Knockouts title. So that works out as well for them, because Angelina can get back her title and become the 8-time Knockouts champion, and Mandy and Velvet can win the Knockouts tag team champ. That's if Velvet can commit to the schedule, because she got a lot of personal stuff going on that keep her out of the ring. Next one is Jenny Rose. I have not even seen much of her work in Ring of Honor, and I try to watch this stuff all the time. Even like the Supercar show, I didn't see her anywhere at all, so I don't know what's going on with her. Her and Stella Gray both were, I'm going to say, original Ring of Honor women. When they started up the women division, they were both there, but now it's like they're not even there. So I say Jenny Rose and Stella go to Impact right now, because MLW doesn't have a female wrestling division anymore, because they let Zaya Zhang leave, and they really wasn't doing anything with her due to the virus or whatever it is. They didn't do just nothing with her. Kellyanne English, or just Kellyanne, she retired. She couldn't get into the States, so she just retired. So yeah. Maria Manic, I see her in, I want to say Impact, because she have friends in Impact like Havoc, but I also want to see her in NWA at best, but I am not sure, because her look is more, it's not traditional compared to ladies in NWA, but you gotta put her somewhere. So if not NWA, Impact, just to fill out the roster and see what happens. Session Moth Martina. I don't see her anywhere working. I'm not gonna say work in the United States, but I don't see her anywhere on TV in the United States, because her gimmick is so uniquely hers and uniquely tied to the UK and the party scene. It's not gonna work in MLW. Impact, I'm not sure, because I'm not even possible if they're gonna bring her in for Impact, have her do like a month or whatever, because I think she has a child, and just go back and forth. No, that's not gonna work out. Suni Sakaki, I think how she said her last name. I'm not sure. Sorry. Probably at best MLW when they start the women's division back up, or AEW Dark, because I don't see her I don't see her having any room in Impact, but at the same time she's not traditional enough to work in not MLW, don't have a division back up, NWA, because of the whole appearance and stuff like that. I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler, but with NWA they try to be more traditional looking instead of the flashy stuff. But that's my entire list of the wrestlers. I think it's unfortunate that these wrestlers got released. There's a few of them on there that I can see as world champion, middleweight champion, or like a long ring tag team champion. That I believe that given the right company, they can go the distance. I know all of them will be motivated if they have not found a new company yet to put on the best show that they can, give the best of their abilities, or return to their old stomping ground, reclaim that, and then branch out to every other place. Like Shane Strickland is probably go back to the Fire Wrestling, which is in his hometown. I think the Tacoma, Washington. He can reclaim that and then branch down to PWG or wherever else. So yeah, it is what it is. It's just a sad thing to see. From what I heard, over, I think at this point, 61 or 81 wrestlers released from WWE at this point. And all my WWE release information came from sportingnews.com, so I will have that in the description. I also tag them in my tweet once I put this up there. But yeah, it's highly unfortunate and it's very sad that these wrestlers have to go through that. But like I always been saying, WWE is not the end all be all. Even back then, it's not the end all be all. If you stay with a smaller promotion and you help them build, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get to a stage where they can start affording to hire more talent, increase production, do what they have to do to grow their company. MLW, they started out pretty much bare bones when I was watching with the Parker, with LA Park, sorry, you can't use his official name, Low Key, Rich Swann, and a few other wrestlers, and just like small, like high school stuff like that, very bare bones. But once they got more money, they got the TV deal, and they can start signing more talent, their production went up higher, their budget went up higher for like wrestlers, and the presentation went up higher. So it's all about sticking to, I'm just going to be cliche and say just be a hometown person, stick to that company. Then when that company started growing up, be like, yeah, I was with this company when it had pretty much nothing. Now look at it. Like the Briscoes with Ring of Honor. But yeah, this is this video. Pretty much this is one of the longest videos I've done. Usually it's like 10, maybe 20 minutes. But after this video, I'm going to record my thoughts on what Taya said and how I feel about WWE and their policy or whatever, because that's the topic I really want to get into. I just use this one to be the springboard to that one, but you will see why. So this is BlastBoxx TV. Stay out of the blast rage, might just get burned. You already know who it is, guys. I'm back with another video. I just recently finished the WWE ROH releases. So it's like 5 seconds to go. I had to get a quick drink in because I want to get into this topic that Taya Valkyrie, Frankie Monet, what you want to call her, she sprung on people on Twitter. She was saying something about don't sign or trust the company that has no respect for the talent, blah blah blah. My husband was just released. There's 2 people without a job. And the back of my mind, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was laughing. The back of my mind, I was laughing. It wasn't laughter like I want people to be out of job. It's far from that. There's a few people on that list I want to see that's out of a job now. Good. 2 people, I'm not gonna tell you who, but if you follow the news about them, you already know who they are. Taya's comments are funny to me because I've been seeing since day one when I had my laptop, I was able to do research. Mind you, I'm not in wrestling. Most of these wrestlers are way older than me. I'm doing research on WWE, looking at their track record throughout the history of the company, and I can tell that once they're doing exclusive contracts, that's what it pretty much is, they are shady as hell. People join this company, oh, I'm going to be here for a long time, thank you WWE, I'm going to be a big star. Then next year, the year after, they get released. See, wrestling is not like MLB. It's not like hockey or basketball where all your contracts are guaranteed. WWE is like in the NFL, the American football, highest level of football, the NFL, where those contracts are not guaranteed. If they are, you have to fight for it. Most of these wrestlers, I'm pretty sure, either fought for it or they just accepted whatever deal that they got and then became complacent. They didn't go out and push themselves enough. And I'm not saying none of these wrestlers did this. I'm just saying from my viewpoint. There can be wrestlers like, hey, I want to do this, and they shut it down. That's fine. From my viewpoint, though, there needs to be wrestlers that needs to push themselves, because there's plenty of wrestlers, once they get in a comfortable spot, they take it easy. They coast. It happens in every single promotion, but the WWE is more notorious for that. Frank is like, respect your wrestlers, stuff like that. And my thing is, Frankie, did you have a job? Ty, did you have a job before wrestling? Did that job tell you, hey, we got to do a background check on you before we hire you? Why couldn't you and the other wrestlers who WWE been releasing since 2010 or whatever, how come y'all didn't do no background check on the WWE? How come y'all didn't do diligently, like, hey, they signed a whole bunch of people, but they released a whole bunch of people. I'm not sure about this deal. I'm not sure about signing with them. But what is all these wrestlers fantasy once they get in wrestling? Oh, once they get a big name in wrestling, oh, I'm gonna sign with the WWE because that's the biggest company and they give me everything I want. Newsflash: WWE is not wrestling. It's more production and entertainment than it is wrestling. Why you think they have so many freaking writers? 26 writers, I think, total, or per brand. You don't need 26 writers to do a wrestling show. You can hire me, and I can do an entire year or two, maybe 3, of angles. Write it down, give me like an hour, maybe a day, so we can figure stuff out. You don't need 26 writers to do a wrestling show. Then you have people who are from soap opera writing the show. Not wrestlers, not people who even know wrestling, but soap opera people from outside of wrestling. Why? Because they can consider wrestlers stupid. That's why I don't have anybody who has any knowledge of wrestling writing for the WWE, because they know that those people undermine all the stupid BS that the WWE wants to do. I hardly doubt Impact has more than 5 writers. MLW, I'm pretty sure it's maybe 1 or 2. Let's see, AEW, 1. And even his booking is stupid. NWA, probably 1 or 2 at best. You don't need 26 writers. Then they doing all these camera shots, blah, 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 blah. They're not doing it to please you or your fans or please wrestling. They're doing it to put on a TV show. That's all it is. But you wrestlers keep drinking the Kool-Aid. You keep going on social media, posting with the t-shirt property of WWE, quote unquote, making you a slave, and then crying when they let you go, not even a year later. I posted today, and I posted in the past, and I admit it, and I stand by it. Anytime I see one of my favorite wrestlers sign with the WWE, I block them. Why? Because I don't want to see their journey in WWE. You know why? Because what goes up will comes down. Then they have to they get released, then they make this sad series of posts. Oh, it was good WWE, you gotta do this, blah blah blah. Whereas with the indies are growing now. Granted, they getting through the pandemic, but at the same time, they've been growing since 2015. The thing is, most of these wrestlers want the quick way to money and fame without working for it. You can easily make money on indie scene if you know what the heck you're doing. There's plenty of investments apps that you can sit down after you split up how much money you have. Oh, let me put a little money in investments. Then once they hit, it's like $1,000. Hey, I'm gonna take a little bit out and put it in my pocket. But most of these wrestlers, they're stuck in one mentality: give me to WWE, and I'll be a big name anywhere. That's not how it goes. Look at New Japan. Most of the guys are homegrown, and hardly any of them leave for another promotion. Why? Because they were trained within their system. Sure, those guys can go anywhere they want to wrestle anywhere they want, but they stay with New Japan because they knew the system, and they knew they'd get a chance in New Japan to make a big name for themselves. It's not like that here in the United States, where the big promotions have their own training center. That's on WWE. The rest, WWE and ROH. Everybody else don't have that. Everybody else don't even attempt to do that. And if they wanted to do, they don't have the money. Impact was working with, what was it? OVW. They don't even use that anymore. They don't even use AAA anymore. So it's like, what's the point then? But that's a tangent right there. I'm not going to go through. Frankie, Taya, you need to understand, just like all the other wrestlers who joined WWE, then they're shocked when they get released. You are not guaranteed in WWE. You are replaceable. You are not special. If you are special, you got to kiss a lot of butt to stay in that position. Look at Charlotte Flair. You are replaceable. You are not important to them because you're an outsider, and they want a particular look and a particular style. Otherwise, it's not gonna last on their roster. It's a lot better to work for 3, 4, maybe 5 different indie promotions and bounce back and forth on their shows and make money that way than it is to work for the WWE. At least in the indies, you have your creativity. You can book your own matches. You can not book your own matches, but book your own angles. Set that stuff up if you want to. Your promos, your look, everything you want to do, except for booking your own matches. Unless you are really, really professional, you can book your own matches and book everybody else's matches without being biased. But as I said, WWE is not the end all be all no more. AEW is not the end all be all. If you've been signed with them, tough luck. You're gonna be in a worse spot than in WWE. At least in WWE, they're gonna hide it a little bit. Who's their favorites and who's not. AEW, we already know who Tony Khan's favorite are, and there's not a chance you're gonna even get a title shot. And if you do, you're gonna lose more than win. So get this notion of, if I sign with WWE or AEW, I'm getting on TV and I have a great career. Get that out your head and shoot it down your ass. because both companies are similar the same, and both companies are bloated at the roster. You can go somewhere else, not gonna make the same amount of money, but you can work your way up through the indies for how many years, whatever, until you can make enough money and be like, you know what, I can actually say I'm happy this route instead of working for one company who's gonna control everything about me. But that's the thing. Most of these wrestlers who join WWE, who got aspiration for WWE, all they want is to get there so they can be comfortable, complacent, lazy, whatever other words you want to use, verbs, whatever you want to use. Granted, there might be people that are fighting for a change, fighting for creativity, but at the same time, you're not going to get that in the WWE because you know why? WWE doesn't care for you. They got this set people, and it's gonna always be that way. So that's this part right here. It was supposed to be a part 2 to the other video I just did with the releases, but I might just like spare this off to be its own thing, but add on to that video. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, subscribe, share, comment. Be respectful and stuff like that, because I do have my filters on. Last thing I need is some idiotic wrestling fan trying to talk smack to me in the comments and try to be rude, all that stuff, and try to make themselves look good, but you know what it is. But yeah, hey man, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I do have Facebook, but I hardly use that. You can be up on those 2 places. My stuff is there in the description, blah, blah, blah. But just remember one thing. No, actually 3 things this time. 1, if you are a wrestler, don't go to WWE or AEW and think you're going to be a big shot, because you're really not. 2, stick to the indie scene, which is buzzing right now, and look for other companies to work for. Look for companies overseas, look for companies in Mexico, look for companies in the UK or Canada. And last but least, stay out of the blast radius. You might just get burned.